this is our West Ham United versus Manchester United preview show. We're just also reacting to Jose Mourinho's press conference, which has just finished there. So really interesting. Some good news. Quite a lot of good news, actually. First of all, let's start off on Sir Alex, because we knew that he was going to be asked about Sir Alex, of course. We would expect that. And he said, brilliant, I applaud Mourinho for this. He said the family asked for privacy. And he didn't really want to talk anything more about it. But he was then asked about, are they hoping he can make a full recovery? To which he said, we are positive and confident. So read into that what you like. But I think that is very good news if Mourinho is saying that. But more importantly, yes, the family asked for privacy. I've seen the BBC, I think even Sky, not really saying a hell of a lot about it. Daily Mail putting stuff out there. So well done to Mourinho for that. And it's looking positive about Sir Alex. I think these rumours that he's talking hopefully are all true. Good news finally, says Paul Robinson. Yes. Was waiting for Jose for that, obviously. Also, some people might say this is good news. Fellaini won't play against West Ham or Watford and might not be back for the FA Cup final. The same applies to Romelu Lukaku. Not going to be back for West Ham or Watford, but hopefully we'll have him back for the FA Cup final. I always felt that Lukaku would be back for the final. Sanchez is back tomorrow. Phil Jones is back tomorrow. But we are going to be in a situation where we don't see Fellaini tomorrow and we don't see Fellaini against Watford, which for me is a positive because we're signing him on what? What are we getting him to stay for? But actually, since Christmas, he's actually been out injured a hell of a lot. I think he's had 3 injuries now. So is that not a big red flag, apart from the fact that he's a long ball merchant, to sell him? Let him go. He's always injured. Let him go, I think. But there you go. And also, interestingly as well, he was asked about the FA. I think tomorrow against West Ham, or today, if you're watching it today, or whatever you're watching it, I'm getting confusing myself. I think in relation to this West Ham game, Jose Mourinho sort of alluded to it. It's a final warning for a lot of players. Final being the FA Cup final warning. If they don't perform tomorrow against West Ham, it might be their final chance in a United shirt for some. But it really is a final warning. He was asked about Martial and Rashford actually, and how they've done this week, and he said, look, even though bad performances were put in, and he didn't deny he was talking about Martial and Rashford, because we all knew he was, he said, I never ever criticise my players negatively in relation to their professionalism on a training pitch, just after matches. He didn't say that, but we know he does that. But no, he said, I've never had any problems with any of my players in relation to professionalism on their training, and this week is no different. Absolutely spot on. Should switch Fellaini for Thomas Delaney, says Biosphere. Thanks for that. And also, he spoke about Michael Carrick. Interesting about that. Michael Carrick will start against Watford on Sunday, which is our final Premier League game of the season at Old Trafford. He says Michael Carrick will start. And Michael Carrick basically confirming that Michael Carrick's going to be on the bench. He's going to be on the bench next season as a first-team coach, which I think a lot of us expected. Big step up that for Michael Carrick. He was asked about Michael Carrick and he said, I describe him as a man, capital M-A-N, a man. And not just in football, but in society in general, there aren't many men out there anymore. I think he's talking about this run-through-brick wall mentality. Mourinho doesn't like arm-round-the-shoulder players, which is, I think, why he struggles with Luke Shaw and Martial. As I've said before, I think that makes Jose Mourinho quite a one-dimensional manager. I think to be a good manager, you've got to be able to adapt to different types of players, because who's to say 2 years time some player doesn't come out of Brazil or Spain or England, they're better than Messi and Ronaldo, they're the best player in the world, but they're a player that needs an arm around their shoulder. That would preclude Manchester United and Mourinho from having him, because he's not a man. He's not what Mourinho perceives to be a man. You're not a man because you don't run through brick walls. I mean, that's controversial to say that anyway from Jose. But I do think what Mourinho is alluding to is that he likes strong mentality footballers, a man, as he calls them, M-A-N, and that's not life. That isn't life. There's so many different personalities now, and I think you're missing a trick on some players if you close yourself off to that sort of thing. But Michael Carrick's been a great player for Manchester United. Absolutely love him, and him staying part of the Manchester United setup next season is brilliant because he knows the club. He's a culture vulture in relation to how he's played football. He reads the game very well. He knows what United's all about. He's won things with United, Premier League titles, Champions League. So it's good to have that legacy. And I hope it works out for Carrick better than it did for Giggs, because this is what we thought Giggs was going to be doing. Sitting alongside the manager, learning the ropes. Hopefully Carrick and Mourinho will work a lot better. The Rectifier says Jose hates sissies. I like Carrick as the coach, says Frank, and massively underrated, says the Phil 6688. Look, I always hated them comments about Carrick that he's Marmite. He's not Marmite, he's caviar. It's just some people never got him, i.e. the English press. Very quickly, let me just talk about West Ham and confirm a couple of things to you. They're crap. They're managed by David Moyes. Nothing more to say. They've confirmed their status in the Premier League for next season as well. They've got a lot of injuries. So tomorrow night, Manchester United, Thursday night football, Manchester United going to West Ham. They're crap at home. We should be going there and annihilating him. And the big positive about tomorrow night as well is no Fellaini. Fellaini can't start. Lukaku's not starting. So that's an opportunity. That is a real opportunity for whether Martial or Rashford starts, or Sanchez or Lingard, whoever starts, have got a great opportunity tomorrow night, because the midfield three is going to have to comprise some creativity. Last week we played Fellaini, Matic and Pogba, so two players not that creative. No Fellaini tomorrow, so it's going to be Pogba, Matic and either Herrera, McTominay, but they're more creative than Fellaini, so I see that as a positive. I think we'll win tomorrow. I think we'll win tomorrow. I'm going to go, I think we'll score a few goals. West Ham are dreadful. They really are dreadful. Man City went there and absolutely bombed them. I nearly said something else there. Absolutely annihilated them. And I'm not saying that we're on Man City's level. We're definitely not. But as Snap says, we better hammer them. We better hammer the Hammers tomorrow. Anyway, let me quickly go over here. And let's do the predicted 11. As we do. So not so easy, but I think we'll see more changes in the game against Watford at the weekend. I expect and hope to see Gomez and Chong involved. They certainly deserve it, and hopefully some more. Excited. I'm really looking forward to that Watford game at the weekend for that reason. Remember last game of the season, Crystal Palace, he played the young lads in that one, Harrop and people like that. So hopefully he will do that at the weekend. So I think this will be the last sort of game where the first teamers are playing. Obviously for that reason, I do think we'll see Ashley Young. I also think he alluded that Phil Jones is fit. So I think Phil Jones will play. And he seems to be playing quite a lot at the moment, doesn't he? So I'm pretty sure it'll be Smalling and Jones there. For the same reason, I don't think we can have any delusions that it will be Matic and Pogba should start. I think him saying that Sanchez is back fit, to me, probably means that Sanchez will play. So I'll put Sanchez in there. Lingard or Mata. Well, Mata didn't play particularly well last week either. So I think we will see Jesse Lingard there. Which then leaves two positions. That right-hand side, let me cross it, right-hand side of midfield and the forward position. And because he seems to love Rashford over Martial, if I can find Rashford, he is definitely fit. Rashford, I think, will play up front. Although I thought he was rubbish against. He was really bad, wasn't he, at Brighton? But I do think he'll play Rashford there, and I like Rashford. And then that third position, realistically, it should be Herrera. It could be McTominay, but it should be for Herrera. So that's my predicted 11. No Lukaku, he's not going to be back till the final. No Fellaini, he's injured with a muscular problem. And I don't think he will start Martial for that game. I think we'll see Sanchez coming back in. So that's my predicted 11. I don't know about yours. Let me come back to you and we can see what everybody else is saying in the live comments. He comes back. There we go. Get the live comments back up. So yeah, my prediction is going to be 3-1. I don't see there being much of a problem with West Ham. I don't see there being much of a problem at all. And I think that United, they need to be really, like they should have been doing against Brighton last week, they need to be really thinking about the FA Cup now, because FA Cup final a week on Saturday, Watford on Sunday, I think he will play. Well, Carrick's going to start. He's confirmed Carrick's going to start. I think McTominay will probably start. I would hope to see Chong, Gomez involved as well, amongst maybe a couple of other younger players. Maybe Rashford will start in that one, I don't know. But these are opportunities if you want to push it to get involved in the FA Cup final. And we need to see a response from Manchester United. We do need to see the response. And West Ham are rubbish. J. Nick says, too many players getting away with lack of effort, Mark. Only so much Jose can do, in my opinion. Hoping Carrick can play last games now that we've got second, says J. Nix. And Sanchez should play striker. Martial on the left and Rashford on the right, says Andrew M. I'll have a bit of that. I'll have a little bit of that, Andrew M. I'd be more than happy with that. We can't make up to 80 points for second place. Pathetic, says Yankee. I know it's like the Irish weather snaps. Okay, I don't know what about. Let's win the FA Cup final for Sir Alex, says Paul Clayton. I agree with you, Paul. I think we have to win that FA Cup final. I'll be absolutely furious with Mourinho and the players if we can't win that FA Cup final, because I think it's going to be great. I'm really excited about it. I was talking about it this morning. I hope it's a really hot sunny day in the UK, traditional FA Cup final Saturday, weather, build up, can't wait, bring it on. I know Van Gaal got the sack for winning the FA Cup, and I know the FA Cup doesn't mean you've had a great season. I mean, Wenger's won it, so it doesn't mean you've had a great season. But personally, I didn't enjoy the FA Cup win over Crystal Palace as much as I would have liked, because I was always in the back of my head thinking, if we win this, are we going to keep Van Gaal? And I was worried. So I was about 80% enjoyment. This one is 100%. I really, really want us to win it. And, I wanted us to win that, but I'm going to really enjoy it. And I think Chelsea are a good team. But this isn't a preview for that. This is a preview for West Ham. We need to keep a clean sheet for De Gea in this game, or Watford, says David. Ojawumi, yes, I think we do, and so he can win the Golden Glove. And I think Jose should play Chong along with Martial on the flanks, says Brian Kalux. So I want Tahith Chong to be involved at the weekend against Watford, and he does play off the right. I think he may. We'll talk about that in a couple of days, but it is interesting. And also, I just want to mention as well, Milinkovic-Savic did it on That's Football at midday. Some positive news coming out about him. Apparently, he favours a move to Manchester United. This is hot on the heels of what was said at the weekend, coming out of Italy, that Manchester United had agreed an £80 million deal for Milinkovic-Savic with Lazio. That's sort of been denied tentatively by his agent, but then today we get news that Milinkovic-Savic does favour a move to Manchester United. It mentions Man City, Spurs, Barcelona being interested in him, but it favours Manchester United simply because of Nemanja Matic. So Matic, that Serbian connection with Milinkovic-Savic, he sees that as a next step for him to go and play with Matic. It's what he wants to do. And I remember saying that a few weeks ago as well. Matic could be crucial in the signing of Milinkovic-Savic. Whether we can get it done before the World Cup or afterwards, Matic, injury apart, is going to be part of that squad day to day with Milinkovic-Savic. Hopefully, that will be a real big positive for us, because I'd love to get him. I'd love to get him at Manchester United. I think it'd be really, really good signing. Fast. That's what I'm going to say. Fast out of the blocks today, because it is West Ham. It's not massive. It's a Manchester United game. I think we're looking for responses from some players. And again, I'm enthusiastic and excited about this game because Fellaini's not playing, he's injured. Lukaku's not playing, he's injured. And that is opportunities for other people to have a go. What I would like to have seen, really, would be a midfield three of Herrera, Pogba and Matic, with a front three of Martial, Rashford and Mata. I felt Rashford, Mata and Martial were slightly shortchanged against Brighton because he played a very static midfield three with Fellaini and Matic in it. I would like to see them benefit from that tenacity and speed of Herrera, which will free up Pogba a little bit more. But I think we'll see Sanchez tomorrow. But I'm looking forward to it. I am looking forward to it because I think it's a big opportunity for United players to, show what they're all about. And it's not in the great thing is, if Martial and Rashford play, or one plays, or whoever plays, they're not doing it in the confines and safety of Old Trafford. It's going to be away from home. It's West Ham's last game. There will be a bit of an atmosphere. I say a bit. They're about a mile away from the pitch, aren't they, there? But West Ham are a rough team. They always have been. So we should see. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing these players respond, which they need to do, especially after the week we've had with Sir Alex. And remember what Mourinho said. He's positive and confident that we're going to get some good news with Sir Alex. Didn't want to talk about it much. Reiterated that it's a private thing. The family have asked for privacy, which is what a lot of you have been saying. We've been saying it as well, but it's looking good. Nishant says, why don't you like Fellaini? Just can't stand the footballer. As a person, seems quite nice, but I can't be dealing with silly comments about why do you hate somebody. I actually don't hate anybody, but because I don't live my life like that. But I certainly don't hate footballers. I judge them on their footballing ability. Got no issue with Fellaini at all. I'm talking to Nishant, not Atul. We are always losing against small teams and winning against big teams. Think about that. If we play like that, all team titles will be ours, says Mohammed Adil. It is the quintessential definition of a team that is struggling with a mentality and consistency issue. And United are a team that is struggling because we can raise it against the big teams. We tend to beat the big teams, but the lesser teams, we struggle. I mean, thank God West Brom have been relegated, because I think West Brom have taken more points than us than anybody else at Old Trafford over the last 5 years. How embarrassing is that? I remember them beating Moyes in his first few months as well. Anthony Muller loves the show. I love the show as well. We are back at 8 o'clock tonight. Got a good topic tonight to discuss. It's in relation to Pogba. It's a little bit outside the box. I think you're going to enjoy it. 8 o'clock tonight on the United Stand. We're talking Pogba amongst whatever else will happen. There'll be something that comes out about United this afternoon. There always is. And for anybody who's enjoying my Mourinho versus Goldbridge FIFA Career Mode Challenge, we're on to episode 3. I'll be on live in 5 minutes. The link is in the video description. It's episode 3. I'm 6 games in. Mourinho's 3 points ahead of me. What I'm doing on FIFA 18 is basically starting the season afresh and seeing if I can beat Jose points tally and success. And he's 3 points ahead of me after 6 games. So I've got a motor on in this one. So I'm going to be live in 5 minutes. Link in the video description for that. We're having a bit of fun. It is live. The stream quality is very good, and there's a live comment. So whether you're watching it live or you're late to the party, there's 2 episodes up, and I'm going to go live in 5 minutes. So link in the video description. I'll see you there, or I'll see you tonight at 8 o'clock. Thanks everyone for watching. Really enjoy your comments as ever. Christopher White's enjoying the FIFA thing, and positive from Jose, and no Fellaini, which I think is a positive. Hopefully we'll see a more dynamic midfield 3. That's what we need. The midfield is where this season's gone wrong. We need to be more dynamic there. Speak to you all later.